Welcome! This video provides a general overview of the data requirements to complete a patient pathway analysis using the PPA wizard. Let's begin with our goal in mind. We are working to create a visual like this one, showing the alignment between care-seeking and service availability. This visual shows the tuberculosis patient pathway for an imaginary country that we call Country X at the national level. It shows the alignment between care-seeking for general illness and the availability of TB services, specifically sputum smear microscopy for TB diagnosis and first-line drugs for TB treatment. So we can see already that we will need data on people and where they seek care for illness, and data on health facilities and the TB services that they provide. The data on people's care seeking comes from population-based surveys such as the Demographic and Health Survey, Health Expenditure and Utilization Survey, or a TB Prevalence Survey. We will need to choose one survey that best meets our needs and for which we have data available. In this example, we'll use the DHS. The data on health facilities may come from one source or from multiple sources. We will need one data source that includes all formal health facilities in the country, including public and private. This is typically a health facility master list. This will give us the denominator shown in the leftmost column of the PPA, the column for total number of facilities, which will be broken down by sector and level of the health system. This includes all facilities, those with and without the service of interest. Then we need data on what TB services are available. In this example, we want to know which facilities have microscopy and which have first-line treatment for TB. If the health facility master list indicates the TB services available at each facility, then this would be the only data source on health facilities we would need. However, often TB services will be captured in separate data sources, for example, a lab database belonging to the National Tuberculosis Program. In addition to looking at the requirements for a national level PPA, we'll look at the example of the Country X regional PPA, which results in a separate visual for each of the country's 5 regions. After watching this video, you should be able to reference this PPA data cheat sheet and use it to help you complete a PPA. Using the cheat sheet is not essential. However, it may be a helpful resource to you. It's a one-page PDF available for download via the PPA website. You can edit the PDF directly and save a soft copy, as I will do in this video, or of course you can print a hard copy. Let's review our data cheat sheet and look at the requirements at a high level. Then we'll look at the data sources used in the Country X PPAs and see how those data sources meet these requirements. Each data source we use needs to be in raw format, and we'll see more specifics on what that means when we look at the data sources. The file formats that the PPA wizard currently accepts include STATA files, that's those with the DTA extension, or CSV files. Note that you can download STATA files and use them in the PPA wizard without running STATA on your computer. CSV files must be saved with UTF-8 encoding. If your CSV file is not saved with UTF-8 encoding, or if you don't know what type of encoding the file uses, it is quick and easy to save it with UTF-8 using Microsoft Excel. Go to File, Save As, and select CSV UTF-8. Note that the file name and extension will remain unchanged. Once you have the right data in the right format, you'll need to verify that it contains the variables we need for the PPA. These variables will be stored as columns. All data sources must have columns for facility type and health sector, or one column that contains both of these pieces of information. Additionally, the service availability data sources will need a column for the health service you are interested in. And finally, for a subnational PPA, we need a column containing the geographies of interest, which could be regions, districts, or any subnational unit. For the Country X regional PPA, the geography we want is region. The Country X PPAs include the 4 metrics entered here. In this case, the PPA uses a separate data source for each metric. However, there are many cases where the same data source will be reused for multiple metrics. That is perfectly fine and even has some advantages. It's possible that you'll need to complete some data transformation or data cleaning prior to using your data sources in the wizard. For example, if a data source is missing one of the required columns, it may be possible to generate it based on other information in the dataset. Doing some basic data cleaning, like correcting misspellings, is definitely to your advantage. And, of course, confirm that your data is complete and accurate before uploading it into the wizard. We hope the example datasets will give you an idea of what you're aiming for. Let's take a look at each data source in turn and make sure it fulfills the requirements for the PPA wizard. We'll begin with the Health Facility Master List, which we are using for the metric number of facilities.